Well, welcome. Welcome to our session, everyone. It's called Tech Dream to Startup Reality. So, how many of you have got a big idea, but you're not sure where to begin? Well, you have come to the right place, because today you're going to hear from founders and startups who've turned tech sparks into full-blown businesses. Our panel will help you stop wondering, how do I get into tech? And start planning your move. Now, we've got a fantastic panel assembled for you this morning, and our chair is Liam Kermos. He is digital advisor at MSpark, and he's a technologist, advisor, and coach, passionate about how creativity, technology, and community shape the future. So please welcome Liam and our panelists to the stage.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So who here is still in school? Hands up. Still in education. Okay. And who here thinks that maybe one day they'd like to start their own company, be a founder? Oh, well, we've got a couple. Okay. Maybe by the end of the talk, there'll be a few more. So we've got an excellent panel of founders who are living it, who are doing it. And yeah, I think without further ado, we don't have too much time for this panel, so let's dive right in. I'm going to start with you, Julian. Can you just tell everyone what you do and how you got into being a tech founder?
Good morning, you guys. I hope you're doing well. So my name is Julian Mensah. I'm a founder of a company called Voltric, and if you're wondering where that company is, it's right behind you. So I don't have to travel too far. The last few years, we've been helping individuals and businesses transition from internal combustion vehicles, so petrol, diesel, to electric vehicles. We're now building a platform to help other people manage their electric transition. Everything from access to charging, bikes, running your own fleet, salary sacrifice, which means nothing to you guys until you're a little bit older. But essentially, it's just how can we get people moving around in a more sustainable, efficient, and more connected manner as well. So that's what we do. You guys are too young to do test drives, but you can check out the car there and the cars outside as well if you wanted to have a look. But that's what we do.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Elliot. I'm the founder of Valar. Valar is a collectible management platform with the idea of helping collectors. We like to think of ourselves as the collector's best friend. The aim is to help collectors to understand their collection, get values for their collections, and then be able to plan for their death at some point because it's only guaranteed. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Morning, folks. My name's Jane Brewer, and I'm Chief Exec of 2B Enterprising. We put enterprise and employability resources into primary schools. Originally started it as a sort of in-person physical delivery and workshops and resources, but we're making the transition now into it becoming an edtech business so that we can digitize the workshops and broaden that reach more geographically. So we're in discussions at the moment with Austin and Dubai about taking our resources to those schools that often teach the British curriculum. So yeah, that's my role.
Oh, hey there. So my name is Alex Coldea. I'm the founder of a tech company called Dill. If you know labels, they're everywhere on food packaging, in retail. We automate labels so they are compliant and they look nice on packaging, whether it's food and beverage, retail, clothing, pet stores, etc. We make sure they are compliant when they're applied on packaging through our software. We work with a bunch of companies across the UK, companies like Brewdog, Shell, BP, Nisa Local, Co-op, and more. We also launched in the US, so we're now trying to get a company global across many regions. And the question you asked, Liam, how did we start? I just watched actually The Social Network in my second year of uni, and I knew since then that I want to start my own company. Many failures since then, but through pivoting and lots of things, we got in the end to a product that really works.
Great. So you've done multiple iterations.
Absolutely.
Are you the CEO of your company?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So you're all CEOs. What in your mind, what makes a really good CEO? What are the skills you need to have?
So, in my opinion, what makes a good CEO is you need to wear a bunch of hats. You need to drive growth, partnerships, sales. Many times you need to delve into your tech team, and you need to wear a bunch of hats, and you need to be emotionally, physically available in the business, which takes a lot of drive. And you get the consumption is around emotional and physical effort. So
What do you do on those days when you really don't feel like facing it, but the pressure's on? Do you have those days?
honestly, I don't really feel like there's a day in my life when I'm not thinking about my business or what I'm doing next week. But when the pressure eases, I love swimming, going out to restaurants, enjoying life, you know.
Do you ever feel the pressure of your job, your work, your team, and you're like, oh, I just want a day off?
I think it's a yes and no question. I feel like if you love what you're doing, you don't really see it as a burden or something that makes your day harder. But there are days when you just can't have more of it because otherwise you would collapse, you know. So
Okay, yeah. Let's talk to Julian about this. Julian, what do you think? You got that one?
So I think the first question was what makes a good CEO. I think you answered it really well, being able to wear multiple hats. At the same time, I was saying it's okay to not know everything. I have a great team of individuals over there who know a lot more stuff than I do. I just have the unpleasurable, if that's a word. You guys are in school, you can tell me that's right or wrong. But the unpleasant job of making the final decisions in a lot of cases. So, yeah, I think that's a big part of that. Having passion for what you do is actually quite important, especially at our stages, right? We're not corporate CEOs. I think we're still in that sort of early stage drive, you know. So I think we get the pleasure of having some level of passion, right? And I think that's important, or else, you know, to the points that's been made, you're gonna struggle to get out of bed, right? So that's a big part. So like, if you can enjoy what you're doing at this level, I think that plays a big part as well. I think finding leadership, and if I can be brutally honest, leadership doesn't come naturally to everybody, but I don't think many people would step in this role if we didn't have a sense of leadership about us, you know? And some people learn how to manage people on the way. I'm still learning, hence why my guys are there. They've been starving for 4 days. They haven't eaten yet. Some are begging to be released. So I think that plays a big part in just understanding that actually my role has changed so much from being the guy on the ground doing various bits to, you know, now managing the other guys on the ground, whether it's guys delivering cars or whether it's our CTO doing the platform. Like, I manage that now, and that's most of my job. And yeah, so I think that comes part of it. Like, also being willing to like evolve in the journey. We've been doing this for about 6 years now, and what I did 6 years ago versus what I do now, totally different.
Right.
But I've been willing to go with the transition as the times have also changed as well, quite rapidly.
Well, let's jump over. Oh, yeah, we can go to Elliot. Elliot, what's been a challenge that you've faced where you've had to pull something out the bag that you didn't know you could, whether or not you'd succeed? Have you hit something like that?
Building a tech company, to be honest. I'm what they call a non-technical founder, so I can't code. I've got more chance of learning Swahili than I have to code. I've tried, it went very well. So to build a tech company that I was passionate about, I had to find someone who could do it for me. And I was very fortunate in finding a CTO who came in the business and has done all the tech stuff. You know, any tech problems, any issues, he does it. And to be honest, he's an absolute lifesaver, because if it wasn't for him, I'd be pretty much goosed, because he knows how it works, the way to do it, the way to plug it all together. And then if a customer reports a problem, I just log it on the system and he just cracks on and gets it done. So yeah, that was the biggest difficulty of kind of overcoming that. Once we overcame that, everything else feels easier, but sometimes it doesn't at the same time.
All right. Yeah. How many people are in your company now?
So there's 3 of us. There's myself, who's the CEO. Then we got Darren, who's our CTO. And then we have Sam, who is our CMO, which is Chief Marketing Officer.
Okay. What's going to be your next hire?
Oh, crikey, that's a very good question. To be honest, I think our next hire is probably going to be product to help with iterating the product, moving the product forwards. We're regularly talking to customers. We have regular feedback with customers, and we use the Discord channel as a direct line for our customers to regularly give us the feedback. So we're kind of looking at our development journey at the moment. What the next stage, what are the next features, what our customers looking for next. But product is quite a wide role, which I do at the moment. As Julian and Alex already said, as a CEO and founder, you wear a lot of hats. And some things I'm just really bad at, like marketing is not my bag. For a 32-year-old guy, I do not get social media. I'm not going to lie. I just cannot sit there and scroll through TikTok. It does my nut in, whereas my marketing guy understands that as no tomorrow. But product is one of those things, such a wide, varied role. You got to understand the psychology of customers, how customers use your product, and get all that data. And I understand it, but I still have shortcomings. You try to learn, but ideally you need someone with years of experience in that particular sector in order to move it forwards at a faster rate.
I guess you can't be good at everything, and that's probably recognizing where you're not good is key.
Yeah.
Let's move over to Jane. Jane, so you work educating and inspiring young people. What did you think you were going to do when you were finishing school? What was your thought about life?
Do you know what? I really didn't know, but I did follow quite a traditional academic path. In so much as doing GCSEs, A levels, university, and have I've got an economics degree and a master's in marketing, but my master's in marketing was in 2001 when we didn't even have Facebook. So it's absolutely worthless, really, to me now. So no, I didn't really know, but what I do know now is that I wish that I had learnt about entrepreneurship a lot earlier. I wish that option had been given to me a lot earlier. I set up my own first business in 2005 after writing probably the best part of about 600 business plans on behalf of Welsh Government for every single type of business. So even though I wasn't an entrepreneur and hadn't started up a business, I could write a business plan because I worked with the likes of these people who were able to articulate what they were doing, and I put it down on paper. And I just wish, and I'm running a business now that does that for my children, to start getting them thinking about you can set up a business doing anything. The concept of running a business is having a product or service and having people to pay for it, essentially, albeit some are at a different level of risk. But I really wish I'd known that. And whenever we go in and we teach these skills, and I can see that there's a wonderful business partner in the audience here, Blake Morgan, who have been big fans of ours for a while, and they support a couple of schools with us. And whenever they come out into the school, they're like, I wish we had this when we were younger. It's like learning those skills. So to see so many people, I don't want to be patronizing, but to see so many young faces in the audience who are here today embracing this opportunity just absolutely gives me goosebumps, because I think the main thing all four of us have got or have developed is a word called resilience. And that is probably the one big thing that you would need, whatever job you're going to go into. And I've built up that resilience over time. Sorry, I keep forgetting your name. Julian said, it doesn't come easy to everybody. Don't expect to know everything. And just learn. And, I've had some really dark moments. And if I looked back on those, I'm like, flipping heck, like we got through that. So the mental toughness, start working on it now. Start working on it now. It's never too late to start working on it. But really, that is where you just pick yourself back up. Alex was actually in the green room taking pictures of labels on food, okay? He will never switch off, right? He never goes to a restaurant and enjoys his meal or a supermarket because you just don't switch off. And to be able to do that day in, day out, particularly if you've got family and other responsibilities, get that toughness, be able to pick yourself back up.
Great. And I'm just going to say now, so we probably have a bit of time for Q&A at the end, but if anyone has a question during the talk and you indicate, I'll take a question at any point. So don't hold back if you have got one.
Just want to add a point to what Jane was actually saying, and it just got me thinking as well. Like, I don't think any of us can sit here and say that we've gone into this without taking immense risk. You know, the risk is there. You know, all the scary stories you hear about, you know, losing your house or whatever. And I don't mean to scare you. I'm saying the risk is there. But I actually think, to Jane's point, at your age, the risk is incredibly lower. I have a wife and 2 kids. So if I don't provide, my kids will have questions for me and my wife. I'm assuming you guys here in the audience, the young ones, don't have your wife and kids yet. So you've got time. You see what I mean? I mean, I think you might do, but the rest of you don't. Right? You see what I mean? So I guess the point is the risk is lower for you guys. So, and with the technology available today, you can build businesses that can have transformational impacts in your communities, and it can only be you, right? AI agents exist now. You can do things that we didn't have 6 years ago. So I think for some of you young people, I'd say take the risk that we couldn't afford to take when we were your age, right? Because if it doesn't go, it doesn't go. You can shut it down, start again. But the thing you will take away from that is the learning and experience. And we've had conversations about how if we had a chance to go again, how we would do things so differently. And this is why in America, for example, they invest a lot in second, third-time founders. So if I were your age, just find something that people want to buy from you and then sell it and see how far you can go with that. Legally, please. Yeah? And then see how far you can go with that. So that's my other sort of advice, yeah?
That is great advice. You mentioned AI there. I think no talk at Wales Tech Week is going to escape mentioning AI. But I'm really interested in how younger people especially are thinking about AI, because it is going to revolutionize the world. That's pretty clear. So yeah, hopefully you guys will have some contribution to give this talk. Shall we chat a bit about AI? Yeah? Alex, we haven't heard from you for a while. What are you thinking about AI and where is this going?
So I feel like it's definitely the future. Many people see it as a buzzword, but not necessarily if it's used in the right way. So as an example, in our company, the way we use AI is to create labels for your packaging. Say, for example, you're opening a sushi restaurant and you want to design labels for your sushi packaging, but you also want them to be compliant with the UK regulations or the US laws, etc. You can talk to our system and it will create the label for you for your operations, rather than having to drag and drop things on a canvas. Individuals with no design skills, operators that don't know how to manage the side of the business, they can now create labels by simply talking to our system. So it skips a lot of the mundane pieces of work. So I feel like it's a very, very important topic. Lead generation, sales, the way you manage your customers and customer support in the future. I don't really see people writing as many emails as they were 5-10 years ago. It will all shift so we can actually do what we enjoy doing more. I don't really see it as taking our jobs away and all of these sort of things. I see it as giving you the opportunity to do what you actually enjoy doing and taking the mundane bits of work out of your daily life. So that's my take, I'd say.
Yeah, I think I share that too. Jane, what do you?
I think I work in the primary education space, and there's a lot of skepticism around the use of AI in education, you know, when people are writing essays or submitting homework, etc. But from a primary school perspective, a lot of teachers can use it. There are some fantastic tools that they can use for lesson planning and for adapting plans as well for different abilities. But we're also being tasked on how we teach AI to primary school children. You know, these are vulnerable individuals, and I think the most important message that teachers are they're more skeptical about teaching it is because of the validity and reliability of AI, and how we make sure that young children understand that, so that when they are looking at social media, and they do, despite, you know, however much we try and protect our children, they are subject to an awful lot that we weren't subject to. I think I had my first mobile phone at the age of 19. That's really worrying, isn't it? That's literally like, and no Facebook. So it's trying to make sure that the message is there, that it's so useful, it's so powerful, it is not going away. We've been using it for years anyway, it's not new. But it's around the validity, reliability, and trustworthiness of that information that I think is probably the important message that we need to get across to use it safely and responsibly.
Where to start with AI? So we use AI in our business. We use it in two different ways. So we use it for image analyzing. So when a user uploads a particular collectible into our system, it will use AI to analyze the image and then pre-populate all the boxes so you don't have to do it. And then we also use AI in our evaluation algorithm. But we use 4 different AI language models. And each language model has a different way of working and a different way of doing things. So everyone thinks AI is great. You can just type in an answer and you can get it. But the problem is, depending what you put in depends on the answer you get out. So we've had to spend a lot of time training 4 different AI language models on exactly what we need, that exact data. And I cannot tell you how many times I've sat in front of all these different language models, literally punching in different questions and you get different answers. You can ask one question, rephrase it, and you get a completely different answer to the first one. After about 100th time, you kind of want to throw the computer out the window because it's really frustrating. So, AI is fantastic, but you have to be careful how you use it. It's really important that you put the correct data in to get the correct data out. I get lots of, I think everyone here is the same. You get so many emails every day of people trying to sell you things, and you can tell it's AI written. It's like they've just copied and pasted from AI, from ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, and you just like, at least try and make it humanly possible, which you can do. So, we're a small team of 3. We don't have a lot of time. We're not the time richest of people. So, and I'm happy to openly admit, I am really bad at English. English was not my forte in school whatsoever. Whereas my marketing guy is he's an incredible wordsmith. It's very annoying, and I'm very jealous as to how well he can do English. So we've created an AI agent that basically I can put what I write in, which is rubbish, changes it to how he would write it, and then I get perfect, fantastic English out, and it's absolutely amazing. So I can literally look like I am fantastic at English, but thanks to him and the AI agent that we've created, I sound like an absolute masterpiece. You can use AI to really help speed things up, speed up tasks and make things a lot easier. I think it's got its positives, but as Jane said, it's also got its negatives, and you have to, there needs to be education around AI. There's a lot of skepticism. It can be good, but you have to be careful with it as well, because, it's like anything, there's good, there's bad, there's yin and yang. So yeah, you got to have education around it.
Julian, you must be using it a lot. Yeah.
I'll be very quick. So the 3 areas we use AI, I guess, is the individual level. So I'm sorry to admit, we use it for emails, because I've been here 3 days and half my emails was not responded to by me. The AI did half the easy ones. So on the individual level, we all use it. We're actually changing from GPT to Gemini. On another level as well, with we have a consumer engagement tool. We've got AI in there. Once again, we're a small team, and we get a lot of inquiries, and it's able to respond and act quicker for us. The area that I'm probably more impressed with, and I can't see him here because I'd have dragged him on, but my CTO actually uses AI for coding as well, which is phenomenal because, and I will round off by telling a very quick anecdote, but story actually. One time I saw him working, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm working on 3 different things at the same time. And I'm like, how? And literally had 3 agents on one laptop, another agent on another laptop, and he's just being more efficient. And so what would cost us 300K last year, it's probably about to cost us 20K this year or next year, right? That's the difference. And I don't think it's about taking job. I just think it's about just being efficient now, right? And so when we talk about all the fact that AI is going to take job and entry levels, I think the conversation is wrong. I think it's more about existing teams being efficient, which means when young people like yourselves come in, you're coming in at a much higher level with a high expectation, and that's fine. But it means that the training level standard also needs to be higher at school as well, and all at the various areas you're training as well. So yeah, for us, that efficiency piece is phenomenal for us. All of our cars have telemetry data. There's thousands of data that's in there. AI analyzes that and gives us back a report. in about a minute or two rather than 3-4 hours that it used to take, then it means now we're doing other stuff, right? So that's the value for us
Cool, yeah.
with AI.
Yeah, I'm really curious to hear from the audience. Are you feeling that AI is like going to be an opportunity for you, or does it feel like it's more of a threat to you? How are you feeling? See some opportunities? You know, a lot of you guys neutral.
A mix of both for me. I feel like that is a threat to jobs, and that's why I couldn't get any at all. But at the same time, when it comes to your own stuff, it is a really good opportunity. So for me, it depends on what you're trying to do. For me, it's both.
Have you got any question for the panel from that?
Yes. So when it comes to deciding if you are going to use AI or any emerging technology, what is your thought process before you decide to use it?
Cool, great question. Alex, you want to go on that?
So I think many of the people here, they're quite fortunate because we started our companies pre-AI. We found a niche that worked and knew exactly how to apply AI into our companies. Post-AI companies, I feel like the thought process would be a little bit different. Firstly, I think you'd have to find something that you really, really, really enjoy doing and you're super passionate about. Then a question to me would be when I'd start using AI on my new product, how many hours could I save in a day, in a week, if I'd be applying an AI technique on my product? So first, you need to have a passion, and then you need to ask yourself, can I optimize my operations using AI? So I think it's really related to the issue that you're trying to solve. So I wouldn't start with AI. I would start with finding an issue and then applying AI on that issue. I don't feel it works the other way around. Let's just build agents for this, for that. It just becomes like extremely cumbersome. That's my opinion.
I think we're right at the end of the time. You have a question? Is it a quick one? Quick one.
A very quick one. This is for Elliot Riley Walsh. You said about the 4 different AI languages. How many prompts do you have to give? I know it's how long a piece of string, but to actually teach the AI?
Thousands, to be honest. We had to keep iterating, and it's a continuous thing because the AI models consistently change. We have to consistently update the prompts, check the prompts, make sure the prompts are correct. And because, you know, we use ChatGPT, we use Gemini, we use Llama and Claude, each one has a different way of working with the prompts. So we continuously having to iterate, check the prompts, work the prompts, because it changes week to week. You know, when they bring out a new update, you've got to check pretty much every prompt to make sure it works. It's a pain in the rear, to be honest. Yeah. But because of the way, because we use AI to try and help us be more efficient in our valuations, to give more accurate valuations, because in collectibles, the data is very segmented. You know, it's not all in one place, so it takes a bit of time.
Thank you.
We're out of time, but I think you guys are going to be around. So if anyone wants to ask questions directly to these guys, come and have a chat. And Marie-Claire, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm so sorry we are out of time, but please do take up that option because I'm sure you've got lots of questions. I think the 3 big takeaways from that for me were definitely passion, resilience, and anything can spark a career, even watching a film. So I hope you've got lots of takeaways from it too. Our next session here on this stage is at 10:45. It's called Tiny Tech, Big Impact, How Compound Semiconductors Are Powering a Greener Future. So I hope some of you will join us for that. But for now, please put your hands together for our panel.